Good morning. Oh, I just realized I switched internet. So if this is if it skips or anything or freezes, can you let me know? I have to switch my internet in order to print because it's on a different network, which drives me absolutely Looney Tunes in a handbasket. And then I'll forget to switch it back, and then it won't work as well. Why, you're asking me? I don't know. We've just always done that. I don't know. If I could hire someone to just come help me with the trivial things in my life, I think my life would be so much easier. Help me understand the internet. Oh. Well, Adrian's always live, so there's no competing with that. Kidding, sort of. Okay. Let me put this on. I want to talk education. We're going to talk some education today. So I have, hold on. Just typing something here. Pam, we're freezing here too. It's below 0 right now. So the air temperature is below 0. It is so cold. It is so stinking cold here. I don't understand why. Why? Why do we live here? Why? Because we don't have hurricanes, we don't have floods, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have big snakes, we don't have big bugs. There you go. I answered my own question. That's why we live here. So it's funny that I'm doing this video this morning. I want to talk about, I'm headed at 9:30 to talk about Cooper's transition to high school, but I thought I would just give you a little overview of our educational path today because it's so different than the norm. And okay, I want to word this. So the first thing I'm going to say, I'm so pro education. I'm so thankful for teachers. Thank you, special educators. Thank you, schools. So you'll never hear me say any different. I am so thankful. Okay. Because I've had people say, you talk negative or you bag on schools. You will never hear me say that, just to be clear. So that is the first truth. The second truth is we have had a really rocky, up and down, heartbreaking at times, educational journey. Is it anyone's fault? Maybe. Is it the systems in place that aren't set up to support our kids? Yeah. Is there anything I can do? Not always. Do I want to give up? All the time. Do I think there are good people? And yes. So I'm doing my audiobook right now. I'm recording it, and we have a chapter specifically on education. And so I reread it yesterday because I had to, speak it. And this is in the book. I polled a group of special educators a while back, and I said, what is the biggest challenge with being in special education? I thought for sure it would be challenging kids and even more challenging parents, right? I thought it'd be one of those two things. Like, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Well, I did. It's not one of them said challenging kids or challenging parents. Do you want to know what everyone said? Every educator across the United States, all ages of kids. They don't feel supported by administration to do what's best for the child. And that right there, that's why they're quitting. That's why they're leaving. And that is heartbreaking because I can't fix that. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our journey. I am going to do a longer video on this for my subscribers. So every week I do a topic video. It's going to be on education this week, and it's going to be the presentation I actually give SPED educators. So please click that link if you want to come join, and we can Zoom and chat. And also, sort of funny that this is happening today because I feel like I am just failing with Sawyer. I can't figure it out. So he's a 6th grader. Right now, someone wants to type, does he have a disability? He does not. He does not have a disability. Someone's still going to write that it sounds like he has a disability. He doesn't have a disability. I can't make one up. I can't. He's just a kid who doesn't love school, and it's hard for him. And so every week, I get an email from this awesome woman who helps the kids that just need a little extra help. And it's this wrap up of what's missing and what needs to be done and what's due. And I couldn't get into it last night. So I was traveling last week. And so I went to get into it last night. And I, you know how Google, like, sometimes won't let you in Google Docs and you want to just claw your eyes out? Like, I was just in this. So I had to request access. So I didn't get the document until after Sawyer was in bed. And I looked at it and I just felt like the biggest piece of crap. He has so much to do. He's so behind. I had no idea how much it declined in the last couple of weeks when I've sort of let up. And I have his conferences tonight, so lots to talk about. But I sat with him this morning. Cell phone's gone. And I said, we are going to get you on track or you will not play in your playoff game on Monday. I'm like, I don't care. I will email Coach Hill. I will do. I am like this. I was like, this is not happening. This is not happening. I mean, I was like cool as a cucumber. And he just kept saying, I don't like school. And I'm like, dude, talk to me. Talk to me, buddy. Like, what is going on? You've always loved school. And Sawyer is a huge deflector. Like, he's so sneaky and deflector. And Sawyer is the kid who can do it last minute and do fine. And so, you know, just really deflecting. And I'm like, we have, you know, chapter 7, lesson 4, you didn't turn it in. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It's only worth 2 points. I don't care. And I was like, what? I mean, I say this in my presentation that I give to educators. Before I had Cooper, I assumed that the bad kids, the naughty kids, just had parents that didn't care. I vulnerably admit that. I knew nothing of disability before I had Cooper. I knew nothing. I just thought school was easy. School was easy for me. I was a straight A student. I didn't even have to work at it till college. And so now, having this complicated autistic boy who's very challenging, when I speak to educators, I just drill into them in the most loving way that Cooper is loved and treasured and cared for and believed in and encouraged, and he's challenging. And it's interesting because now I'm just like, do these teachers think that I don't care? OMG, do they think that I don't care? I'm trying so hard. This is hard stuff. Little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems. Now, I know that we think that these autistic kids that are 3 and 4 and don't sleep and never stop moving are the hardest, and they're hard. I am telling you, it gets harder in different ways. Oh my goodness. So, that's not what I was going to talk about, but we have papers due. We have to make pyramids out of sugar cubes. We have so much stuff to do. So, excuse me. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out, but I feel real bad. I feel real bad. I feel just terrible about it. So he would not tell me why he doesn't like school. I don't know if it's just too hard, but he's always loved school, so I got to figure this out. I don't think that's it, Sasha. I think school is just hard for him. I think it's just hard. And he has to work. He's also incredibly lazy. I can say that about my child because he's mine. He's just he just has this lazy, you know that in what's that new Inside Out 2, ennui? Is that who it is? Ennui. He's just uh, uh, mopes around and he's also going through some big feelings. I traveled last week and he is really scared that something's going to happen to me while I'm gone. He told me last night he was really scared that I was going to have a plane crash and was very upset about it. This morning I was sitting with Cooper as I sent him off to 8th grade, and I was looking at him and I was wondering if he's ever had thoughts like that. Like, is he ever worried about me not coming home, or is he so presume competence in our kids? I don't know if Cooper's ever had a deep thought like that. I don't know if he has, and if he has, I feel sad thinking that he's alone in those feelings. So then I try to tell myself that maybe he doesn't. Yes, Shannon, 100%, 100, yes. And whenever I share that Sawyer has struggles, I just get with just like a barrage of comments that it's like, it's ADHD or dyslexia, or if it was, we would know, it's not, it's just hard. It's just hard. Yeah. We actually moved him to a smaller school because knowing Sawyer, I think he'd get really lost at public school. I think he's in the right place 100%. Yeah, it's just hard. Oh, hi, Adam. Cooper is so much like my son, Brandon. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so I am scared. I am just like, I'm right in the sun here, so I'm just gonna kind of bend it. I like being in the sun, but everywhere I go, I'm in the sun. It makes it look really warm here, but it's like -10. I'm gonna move because I just can't see. Well, maybe Rachel, maybe he does comfort me by texting me, but I just wonder if he ever has thoughts that one of the things I wonder all the time is if Cooper's ever had a nightmare. Has he ever had a nightmare? I don't know. I mean, that's just I'll tell you, my other 3 kids are so funny. Like Harbor, I mean, the things that Harbor says, and that when I think about the little paper cuts that make me the most sad about autism, they've changed and ebbed and flowed over the years. Harbor's like, do sharks go to school? Do dinosaurs get ear infections? Like, it's insane. Like, the things, Harbor is the most precocious person you will ever meet. He's so funny. And my favorite thing is to be in the car with him because he never stops talking, or lay in bed with him and just listen to him. And I've never had those moments with Cooper. So that's one of my biggest paper cuts. I just wish that we could just talk about mindless things, but I do have something funny to share with you. This is probably my most favorite thing. And if you have boys, you can relate to this on every level. So last night, Cooper hugs me every time I get home, or every time he gets home or he hasn't seen me, he'll give a hug. So, but unprompted hugs are very rare. I probably got maybe, Cooper's 14. I probably got maybe 5 unprompted hugs in his life, meaning like one was after his birthday party, his first birthday party that he had remembered and wanted. He ran to me and hugged me, and it just, became the best moment ever. But last night I was sitting at the table. What was I doing? I was doing something with Winnie. And he came up to me. Now he's 14, he's 5'6". He came up to me and I was sitting down and he bent over and he gave me the biggest hug. And I was like, oh my gosh. Can you just hear me? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. And then he turned around, bent over, and tooted. And then he turned around and looked at me and he went, and he laughed. And I looked at him and I was like, did you just come up and toot on me? And he goes, yes. And then he clapped again. And then he literally, you little stinker, he has never done anything like that before. I laughed out loud, like a deep belly laugh, because he was so proud that he did that. It was really funny. This is